All right, guys, welcome back to another edition of Native MMA Radio. With me this time is one half of this weekend's co-main event, Mr. Tim Johnson himself. How you doing today, brother?
Doing pretty good. Waking up and feeling pretty decent.
Right? It's been a strange times, man. We're in the middle of a pandemic. It's kind of crazy. I know you split your time between Minnesota and Vegas. Was it, hard getting back and forth, or did you just come to Vegas once everything started happening?
No, I live in Vegas. I've been living here for, coming up on 2 years now, but I go back, and work for fall harvest or spring
Yeah.
or any of that. So it was basically, after my fight with Tyrell, I came back and was like, all right, let's stay in good shape here. Going to get a fight coming up here beginning of summer. And then, COVID happened and everything shut down. So when everything shut down, I went back to Minnesota probably like March 15th, something like that. And I was working there all up until about probably 5 weeks ago. And got a call, hey, we're starting up again, you're fighting. I'm like, all right, cool, because I've done zero training in the last 3 months. All right.
Let's do it. Before we get into the Mitrione matchup, I want to talk about your last fight. We talked before the fight, and something that you said to me that really stuck with me is there's nothing that this guy can throw at me because I get, I strike every single day with Francis Ngannou. And that was exactly the true story. Tyrell Function hit you with some big punches, but you ended up putting him out. What was it? 2 minutes and 35 seconds into the first round, man. Beautiful performance. Kind of walk me through that whole thing.
The whole time Tyrell's he's quick. He's light on his feet for heavyweights. You don't see that look quite often. He has quick hands. So that was kind of, guys I'm training with were just as quick. I was going with, like I said, Francis, and I trained with a lot of light heavyweights just to kind of get that speed, the speed look. But I didn't feel like his striking was going to overwhelm me by any means. If anything, I thought my striking would probably be better than his, which I don't get to say very often. So it was kind of nice. And if I could force him to wrestle, then that'd mean I was winning the fight. So I was pretty confident just standing there in front of him. Not really worried about taking a big shot from him that would knock me down.
Yeah, you ended up getting a huge knockout. One of the prettiest knockouts I've seen this last year. Can't wait to see you back in this Saturday. We got this Friday coming up. We have Matt Mitrione. Tell me how that whole matchup came together.
Basically, I was filling up a sprayer to spray some crops, and went back to the semi and got a phone call. I actually talked to my agent a couple of days prior. I'm like, hey, I heard a rumor that Bellator's going to be starting up here pretty soon. Should I be looking at getting back to Vegas and start getting in shape? And he's like, yeah, it might not be a bad idea. Like 2 days later, he called, hey, how's Matt Mitrione sound? And on July 24th, I'm like, yes to the first, no to the second. I'm like, that's like 3 weeks away. I'm like, honestly, I haven't stepped on a scale. I don't think I've ballooned up too much, but I don't want to say yes and then go back and turn out I'm 290 or something and can't even wait.
But no, making weight instead of fighting.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of exercise by sitting in tractors,
Yeah, for sure.
So, and I'm like, all right, well, see what you can do. He's like, well, these are the 4 dates that they have. And I'm like, all right, let's go for the late July one. And then I literally just basically told them like, hey, got to get back. They're pretty understanding. They're like, yeah, no, get the hell out of here.
I'm sure at this point in your career, they get it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And loaded up my crap, drove to Vegas, and was training, pretty much the weekend of July 4th.
That must be such a, something that, stress reliever, that you have a job like that understands what you're doing. And they're like, yeah, man, just go handle your shit.
Yeah, no, it is. And it's a job for after fighting too.
Exactly.
This is a career.
It's a career.
This is originally what I went to school to do was, agronomy. So it's something that, I'm able to dip my toes in when I don't have a fight on schedule or anything like that. And definitely during the busy season when we get 100-hour weeks in, like literally 100 hours we work a week. And I actually like doing that kind of work. Go. It's kind of my style. So, and they're more than willing to, when they need me, when I'm available, I'm there, and hey, I need to go fight. They're like, yeah, sounds good.
So, what intrigued you about the Mitrione matchup?
It's another step up. It's another opportunity. I've left.
Yes.
The Minikov fight wasn't so much an opportunity as it was like, say, my Jack Congo opportunity. Minikov was, they were in a tight spot, and I'm like, oh, screw it.
I'm
Let's
here.
go. What's the worst that can happen? Well, I found out what the worst that happened. Good. But, the Czech fight, that was a great opportunity that pissed down my leg. And this is another one right in front of me. Got to make sure that, I got to at least capitalize on it.
Now, Matt obviously came from the UFC as well. How do you feel you match up with him?
We probably clash a little bit. Matt's, I got more of a grappling background. Matt's definitely more of a striker, 100%.
Yeah.
He's got a heavy hand. He's got a heavy jab. Like he's a heavy jab that knocked down Fedor. It's not just his cross or his hook, or he's got good hands in general. With that said, though, I think he would probably be game planning on me just to be wrestling him, and that's not the route that I'm probably going to go either. Like I said, the Czech fight, I felt like I had a wrestling advantage, and I just kind of rushed in for a stupid single leg that wasn't there, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, you got to set him up sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just freaking rush in.
Yeah, for sure. With Mitrione, where do you see obviously a grappling advantage? Obviously, you said you don't want to just rush and take the fight there, but do you see yourself if needing to go to your grappling, you're going to rely on it?
If need be, if get into a clinch situation, then I'm going to be happy in there. Whether it's on the ground or if we're standing on our feet. But I think clinch is going to be a very important area to get to. And then from there, I can strike out of there, can go for takedowns. But from my clinch, I don't have to rush anything, and I slow down the fight.
Now, with you being at Extreme Couture, have you had a lot of bodies that have been able to mimic what Mitrione brings?
Yeah, I think so. I've had quite a few guys in there that, are light on their feet and long. I have a couple of training guys that actually fought Matt, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, so Carl dropped Mitrione, and when they fought, and he's got a pretty good look. And then Roy, obviously, he doesn't really fight like Matt, but he's got some insights. But yeah, I think I had a pretty good crew here throughout can you really call 4 weeks a camp? I don't know.
Not really. I feel like it's a warm up.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously everyone's kind of been in the same situation. He's dealing with the same pandemic that you're dealing with. So it's not like really you're at a disadvantage. He's kind of got the same 4-week camp. Do you see that as kind of like an even playing field coming into it?
Yeah, it's tough to look at that. Originally, you get in your head, oh man, that's short time, and you forget, because you think things are like normal, it took like a short notice fight or something, but then it's like, wait a minute, well, he took a short notice fight too. It's both. You go both ways, so that's kind of a calming factor in the back of your head too. So don't have to be the best shape that you've ever been in, but good enough shape might do it.
The co-main event for the second fight back after the pandemic. What does that opportunity mean to you?
It's a career changer. I can't understate the weight of it. It's definitely get a win here, and it sets up a pretty good future for the next handful of fights, I think.
Now, being a heavyweight, obviously weight isn't too much of a problem. How was your weight coming into it, though?
It wasn't too bad, actually. Like I said, because I wasn't working out for a couple months and didn't even see a skin. There's no scales. I had no idea what I weighed. Yeah. I'm like, all I've been doing is operating equipment and eating freaking food. So I don't know if I ballooned up or not. I was like, I got a little bit of a belly now. But it wasn't too bad. I think I came back to Vegas. I was like 285. So,
it's not bad at all. 4 weeks.
Not bad. Yeah, I freaking walked up. Right now I'm walking around at 270. So.
Have you done anything to any kind of like meal preps or anything like that? Or is it something you just follow your own routine?
I have my own routine. I got my strength and conditioning coach said to me a good meal plan. It's pretty much the same thing every day. You know, it's pig out for breakfast with eggs and some turkey bacon, and then like ground chicken, ground turkey, rice, broccoli, stuff like that. Just getting your basic clean eating crap.
Nice. Well, you suffer a little bit, and after the fight, do you have anything planned to eat?
Not really. I'll probably go to a steakhouse, get a nice big steak, potatoes.
Hell yeah. With this whole COVID situation, have they kind of broke down the procedure with how everything's going to work out? Like, when are you guys flying there? Do you have to quarantine when you get there? How's that all working out?
Yeah, we have actually, so usually for Bellator, like say the fight's on Friday, we don't have to arrive till Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
This time around we fly in on Sunday, so I actually head out tomorrow. We arrive there, get our test done, and we get self quarantine into a holding area essentially until our test comes back negative, and then we go into the fight bubble area, which is hotel rooms, and then you stay there. So yeah.
Have you and your team really like try to accommodate how you're gonna do workouts and stuff like that? Because is there like a gym ready for you guys there, or how's that gonna work out?
Bellator set up individual gyms. They're individual workout areas for each fighter. I'm not sure how they have it set up. I'm guessing because they took there's a couple floors they have that are just Bellator. So I wonder if they got a bunch of extra rooms, took out the beds, and put in some mats. Is what I'm assuming they might have done, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, hopefully it's nice and spacious for you guys, big old heavyweights rolling around.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, is this obviously, like I said earlier, everyone's kind of got the same added stress. Doing all this extra stuff, does it bring any like extra stress to you, or is it just like, we got to do it, business as usual, let's go?
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at it as business as usual, not really looking at other factors. It is what it is. It's still fight week, still got press, still got this, you still gotta make weight, still gotta get your workouts in, you still gotta fight on Friday.
You still gotta deal with me.
Yeah.
I will be doing the post-fight interviews for Bellator. They have like online now because of COVID, they're not having media there. So everything's going to be over a big Zoom conference call. So once you beat Matt, you and I are going to have this conversation again.
Okay, sounds good.
Now, obviously, we got to talk about the big elephant in the room. You and I always talk about it, man. Let's talk about the Vikings for a second. So we got rid of Diggs. Okay, that worked out.
I was happy.
We did a pretty good draft. I was happy with our draft.
Yep. I was a little frustrated with Spielman a little bit. I'm like, how many picks do we need?
Yeah. Yes.
We drafted 15 freaking people. Well, I mean, I understand you're hoping like those late round ones to get one gem out of the tackle box, but it's like you get going back. But he knows more about who he scouted than I do. So I guess, yeah. I understand, but it just seems like, well, you can't even sign them all, can you?
Yeah. Well, depending on how those rookie contracts look for the 7th rounders, it might be feasible because we got a lot of, and that might have been his thing going into it, is he realized that we didn't have a whole lot of money.
So he's like, I'm just gonna freaking go, quantity over quality and see what we get.
I like Jefferson. I feel like when we drafted him that there wasn't a whole lot of size behind him, but more and more I watch tape on him, I feel like he makes that up with his athletic ability.
Yeah. He played most of his stuff in the slot though too, didn't he?
Yes, and that's where Thielen plays, where I feel like he's going to have to move to the outside. But from what I've seen, I feel like he can play to the outside. I feel like he plays almost like Beckham Jr.
Okay, yeah.
Hopefully
sense.
without the diva tendencies.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's sort of why do you think we have it?
Exactly.
Like, dude, you're a 5th round pick. Yeah, you're killing it, but you're acting like you're out here freaking, you're Randy Moss in it.
Yeah, you're acting like you were a 1st round draft pick. And you weren't even the best receiver on our team. Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Like for reception wise, I hadn't seen it, but now we got to start looking at Adam. Like, all right, last year, the year before, he got injured a little bit. Last year he was injured half the year.
Yeah.
I was 30, 31.
There. Irv Smith Jr. though, it's promising.
Yeah, I know. I want to see him involved more, man.
Me too. And I think this is going to be the year that we for sure get him involved more. I feel like we're going to use him and Rudolph do the 2 tight end sets. It makes more sense, especially if you want to run the ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, but Irv Smith Jr. isn't like a natural tight end. Like he plays a tight end out in a slot
Yeah.
position or in a bunch formation outside. Like he's not a true.
Gronk-esque.
Yeah, he's like a lanky wide receiver, but he's 260 some pounds.
Exactly.
Mm.
I'm excited for this season. It's going to be a weird one, obviously, with this whole thing. It's going to be short. I feel like this might play into us, though.
Yeah.
As long as Cook doesn't fuck it all up.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, there's no way you're getting. This is the way I looked at it.
Stay healthy.
I love running backs. I love watching them work, but the NFL has changed. And guess what? Running backs are now a dime a dozen. You get 3 good years out of running back, and then they start to decline. It's just the way it is. Unless you're a freak Hall of Famer, you're going to keep going.
And there's 3-4 guys in the draft every year.
Exactly. You can always go draft another running back for half the price.
And Madsen has looked really good, honestly.
Yeah, I know. He's definitely not.
I was like sitting back. I was like, well, I mean, we could probably run with Madsen. I mean, we can make it work.
And Abdullah backing him up, it's not the end of the world.
Abdullah could be a good third or down back. He's a big boy, run him up the middle.
Yep, and Boone.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we got running back by committee, and fucking have Madison be your main dude.
And the good thing about running backs is you could score them in the NFL draft in those late 28 to 32 pick.
Yep, absolutely. So the only really draft pick I didn't really like was what's his name, the quarterback from Iowa.
Stanley.
I wanted us to draft like a mid or late round quarterback, but Stanley is a damn statue. He does not move.
No, honestly, there was that kid from Minnesota is who I wanted.
Yeah. Well, he's coming back for college ball yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can draft him next year.
Yeah. No, I just didn't like the Stanley. I mean, yeah, he played a lot of he's like the typical pocket quarterback. But that's all he doesn't move. And
in this day and age, you need to have to be able to move. The defensive ends are too athletic.
Yeah, it does not. It doesn't transfer to NFL anymore. Sit in the pocket. You got Fran Tarkenton begging Kirk Cousins. He's like, you need to move a little bit, man. You need to be running, which he does. I'm not.
Do you not hold your breath every time he runs? He's gonna fumble the ball. I'm like, oh my god, don't run, Kurt.
Yeah, I know. He just looks awkward when he's doing it.
Yes, it looks like Peyton.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the fight real quick. Mitrione, how do you finish the fight? Or how do you see it finishing?
Yeah, seeing it finishing, like in the dreams, is a good old-fashioned ground and pound TKO, or maybe a sneaky submission in there. I don't know. But, Bucket just go in there. Let's not get knocked out. That's my main goal. Let's make
go in there and just win the fight, however you need to do it.
Yep, exactly.
What do you want after Mitrione? That's a big name.
It is. Honestly.
Czech Congo rematch.
Yep, I'd love to play that back again. And
Mauricio Verdum just finished his contract with the UFC. Is that a name that would interest you if he joined Bellator?
Yeah, but he'd have to get another fight first.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like that.
I want to be as welcoming community. I already worked for the win over Matt.
You deserve a bigger name.
Sets me up. I just want to stay in line with Bellator's line to get up to that belt opportunity.
With the win this Friday, I feel like you're definitely in the short list.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's why another big win. I think. It's not for sure. I don't know anything that anyone else knows, but I think that Bader is relinquishing it. Like he's going to light heavyweight and defending the belt there. And
Johnson, breaking news. I'm just playing.
Yeah, no, it's just what I think's happening.
Makes sense.
Something's got to happen because otherwise there's a traffic jam at both.
A huge traffic jam.
So I mean, he's got to pick which one to go. I think what I would guess is he's probably go back down to light heavyweight. And so
most sense for him.
Yeah.
I mean, naturally, he is a 205, or he would just, not cut weight to make the heavyweight division.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what he was weighing in at, like, I think he was pretty. I mean, he was kind of big. I think he was like 240 when he is heaviest for his last heavyweight. But
Against
I mean,
Fedor.
Make 205 with ease, I think. But yeah,
we'll see in about 2 weeks now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think eventually, I mean, there's going to be a decision that's going to have to be made with both divisions here in the next coming weeks. So I'll come back and answer that question once there's a little more transparency to what's happening.
I'm gonna ask you again on Friday after you win.
Yeah. So.
Now, man, I'm super excited about this whole situation for you. Like I said earlier, I feel like you're definitely destined to get yourself that Bellator heavyweight title. We talked about it before. The huge knockout for Fortunes. You get through Mitchell right now. Like you said, another win, man. You're right there.
Yeah, no, but it's definitely in the back of the head, back of the mind here. Understand the situation. It can be win here can definitely be a difference between scratching and clawing for another contract, or being set for a year and a half, 2 years. Like, it really could.
Easily, man, easily. With this card that you're the co-main event of, there's a big rematch in the main event. Mike Chandler versus Benson Henderson. What is your prediction for that matchup?
Yeah, I already got that question a couple times. I gotta say, I don't have a prediction. Because I like Benson Henderson. Actually met him a handful of times. Good guy, fun, like, very polite. Heck of a competitor. And then Michael Chandler is just a freaking athlete. Yes. Like, watching him, like, sometimes I just go over to his Instagram and just look at the shit he's doing. I'm like, God damn, are you a freaking gymnast or MMA fighter? Come on,
right?
Dude. Like, so you can never count someone.
We get
like
it.
that.
You're strong.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I walked up a flight of stairs today. What do you think of that? But no, I can't. I'm not picking one between those two. Wish them both luck. I think it's gonna be a fun fight.
A great fight for the fans, man. Just as well as your main event, your co-main event. Before I let you go, though, brother, I want to give you an opportunity to give a shout out to your teammates, sponsors, loved ones, anyone that's really helped you along your MMA journey.
Just shout out to everyone out here at Extreme Couture, all the coaches out here. It's kind of nice this time around. Like, as I've been training, everyone kind of fit in when I'm sparring. Everyone putting in their 2 cents, yelling at me when I'm screwing up. So that's kind of a nice have a nice backing there. Gets for sponsorships. Another thing on top of my head is like Texas Oil Group. They sponsored me my last fight. It's veteran owned. They've been backing me up. I wanted to find a veteran, and they've put their support in me. H9 Nutrition, Academy of Combat Arts in Fargo, where it all started, and Container Pros. So main sponsors. All right.
Where can the fans find you on social media?
They can find me on Twitter and Instagram. My @ is tbeartim, and then on Facebook, if you want to still use Facebook, I just got an athlete page, Timothy Johnson.
There you guys have it. Tim Johnson this Friday night taking on Matt Mitrione, co-main event Bellator. Don't be late, guys. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. Tim, thank you again, man, and I cannot wait to have this conversation with you after you beat Matt on Friday night.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.